Hello and welcome. My name is Spencer and today we are going to be doing some yoga. So today we're going to work a little bit harder than we did last time. We're going to build upon those beginning sequences, start to add a little bit more movements, get into our sequences and our vinyasa flow. So without further ado, come on over, let's get comfortable. We'll be beginning our practice today in our tabletop position. Now take a deep breath here. As we exhale, I want you to shift your bottom as close to the heels as you can. We inhale back up. We exhale, sinking the hips down. So as you get deeper, as you exhale deeper, try and sink even lower. We're trying to bring contact between the glutes and the heels. Now, once you feel that point of contact, walk those hands further on out and let the forehead rest on the mat. So whilst we lie here, I want you to find that breath. Feel the sensations that it offers. What do we feel as we inhale? We feel the cool air entering the nose. We feel the lift of the chest. And as we exhale, what do we feel? We feel the warm air leaving the nose, and we feel the body relaxing and getting pressed into the floor. Inhaling, exhale. And on our next big breath, we'll lift back on up into our tabletop position. On our inhalation, we're going to flatten our spine, lifting that head, looking to the sky, and then exhale, rounding. Inhale, exhaling. Inhale, exhale. One more time. Deep breath. Inhale. Let's pause, holding for 3, 2, 1. And exhale, rounding, holding for 3, 2, 1. Back to that neutral position. We're going to shoot that left leg straight out behind us. We're going to bend at that left knee and flex that ankle. Now, very easy to forget about that ankle, so if you do find yourself unsure about where it should be, point and flex and point and flex. So this starting position here, we are pushing through that heel. Deep breath. As we exhale, we point the foot. We move to the cat pose, rounding the torso and pushing that knee towards us. Inhale out, cow pose. Exhale, squeezing for the cat. Inhale, exhale. Inhaling, exhale. One last time. We'll inhale that foot up to the sky and exhale, rounding. So drop that left knee down to the floor, pivot that left foot over to the side. Now with our right hand, we're going to reach back and grab that foot. Slide your knee across the floor backwards, and you'll start to notice that right shoulder opening up. Now you've got two options here. You can push with that left foot away. That's going to help open the shoulder even more. Or if you want a bit more of a challenge, pushing left foot up into the sky. Now balance is that priority here, holding strong. And then we're going to release. Right hand will return. We're going to open our hip and close our hip. So just moving in and out of these positions. Quite unintuitive, not a normal movement that we do through our hips, but think about stacking them up as high as you can. We'll open that hip once more. Look down at your right leg. Is your hip above the knee? If not, push it forward, and you'll naturally notice that left arm cannot reach the floor anymore. We then reach left arm either up to the sky. You have the option to grab the ankle like we did earlier, or you can grab the big toe and pushing that foot up to the sky. Lovely. Gently releasing, that hand returns to the floor. Big step, left foot to that left hand. So take a breath here, reaching left arm up to the sky, left arm back down. Right arm up to the sky, right arm back down, and then both of those arms lifting on up and back down to the floor. Lovely. Left foot's going to step back to that open hip position, closing that hip, and tabletop. Awesome. Other side, so right foot comes up into the air, pushing through the heel, not pointing, flexing. As we exhale, we point and round. Inhale, pushing back. Exhale, rounding. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. We're going to drop that right knee down to the floor. Left hand goes backwards this time. Grab that right foot. Slide your right knee backwards as far as you can. Open that shoulder and either pushing that foot away or lifting and pushing that foot up to the sky. Lovely. Balance, balance, balance. We release that left hand to the floor, flexing that ankle, and we open and close those hips. Super important. If it feels unfamiliar to you, I highly recommend doing these every day. Really good for those hips, especially if you spend a lot of time sitting down. So we'll open that hip, stack those hips, have a look down at that left side. We want the knee directly under the hip, and then right arm either reaching to the sky, grabbing the ankle, or grabbing the big foot and pushing on up. Perfect. Hanging out, gently releasing, hand returns. Nice big step. Right foot, right side. Deep breath. Exhale, right arm twists up. Right arm comes down. Left arm goes up. Left arm goes down, then both of those arms coming on up. Back to the floor, stepping to your open hip position, closing the hip, and tabletop. Awesome work. We're going to drop those forearms to the floor, lower the body down to the mat, finding a nice soft cobra. So shoulders are going to be pulled backwards and down. Hold this shape. And with the head, we're going to look up to the sky. We're going to look down to the floor. We can look up to the sky. We're going to look down to the floor. And up to the sky. Down to the floor. Now this time looking over your right shoulder and then over the left shoulder. So really try and turn as far as you can. We're trying to see both of the feet in our peripheral vision. If you can see those, we're trying to see our right glute as we look left, or our left glute as we look right. Awesome. Once those feel a bit smoother, we'll do some full circles looking up to the sky, and the biggest loop that you can do with the head without your head falling off. Perfect. You can do some one way, some back the other way if you get a bit dizzy. Otherwise, we'll return to that center point. We're going to place hands onto the floor and gently extending those elbows. Remember, shoulders stay down and backwards. We do not want them hunched up. Press them down. Lower the body down and lifting back up. Lower the body down. Lifting back up. One more time. Now, if you can, walk these hands back a little bit further. Take a deep breath and inhaling up into our up dog or our cobra. So shoulders down, feel that stretch through the lower back. Find your breath. On our next big inhalation, as we exhale, we tuck the toes, we push all the way back to this elevated child's pose. So try and get as much contact with the mat and the toes as possible. Try and get all 5 of the toes down if you can. You'll notice that the small toe is not that enthusiastic about reaching the floor, but we'll do our best. From here, we're going to lift our knees off of the floor and gently extend those legs. We're going to bend our knees, bringing the knees to the floor, and then extend. Lovely. Inhale, bending. Exhale, straighten. And inhale, bending. Exhale, straighten. Lovely. This time we move into our plank and back to the down dog. Into the plank, back to the down dog, and into our plank. And back to the down dog. So let's combine those together. We bend the knees. We straighten the knees. We move to our plank. We move to our down dog. Knees bend. Knees straighten, planking, down dog. Awesome. Knees bend, knees extend, planking, down dog. Last one, knees bend, knees straighten, planking, and down dog. Awesome work. We're going to keep those feet where they are. If your legs are a little bit tight, take your feet wider than your mat, and we're going to walk about 30 centimeters or 1 foot closer to our feet. Now pause when either your knees bend or when you're happy, and we're going to bend one leg and extend the other one. So just get a nice stretch through the back of those thighs one at a time. As they soften, you find that you can walk those hands a bit closer. Now, if you can get your hands all the way to those feet, bring the legs closer together. That's going to make it a lot more spicy through those hamstrings. Awesome. Hanging out, falling as far as you can. Awesome work, team. We'll grab those elbows and slowly lifting all the way up to a standing position. Awesome job, team. So starting deep breath, inhale both of those arms up to the sky. We're going to exhale, folding that body down towards the mat. Inhale, half lift. We're going to place hands on the floor and walk ourselves down into that plank position. Once again, slightly different this time. We're going to drop our knees, bending our elbows, straightening out the feet for our up dog, and then pushing back for our down dog. Lovely. One more time into the plank. Knees drop, lowering down. Find your up dog and your down dog. Perfect. Let's get serious. We're going to work on those hips, get them moving nice and smoothly. So shift your left foot into the center of the mat and transfer all your weight onto that left side. Right foot lifting off of the ground as high as we can. Awesome. Holding here. Think of that left heel touching the floor. That right foot as high as we can. We're going to bend that right knee and open our hip as much as the body allows. Think of pushing that right foot over to the left. And then a nice big step. Right foot to the right hand. Now, you can either drop the knee if you want the easier progression, or keep that knee lifted, and we're going to reach both of those arms up into the sky. So try and get a little bit lower, really try and sink down into the position. Awesome. Hands return. We're going to step back to that plank pose. Knees drop, elbows bending. Hit the mat. We find the up dog. We find the down dog. Awesome. Let's try the other side. So bring your right foot into the center this time. Shift your weight onto it. And then that left leg slowly lifting up as high as we can. Left knee bending, opening that hip, pushing that left foot across to the right side. And then a nice big step, left foot to that left hand. So either drop the knee or finding your balance, and we're going to reach both of those arms up to the sky. So nice and low, feel that strength through the left leg, feel that stretch through the right thigh. Hands will return, stepping to our plank, knees drop, elbows bend. Find your up dog, find your down dog. Awesome. So that stepping sequence again. Right leg up and over. 1. Right leg steps. 2. Arms reaching to the sky. 3. Hands return. 4, and stepping back to down dog. 5. Perfect. Left leg comes up. 1. Left leg steps. 2. Both arms reaching up for 3, 4, and 5. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Fantastic. Do the dance. Bend one leg at a time, shifting weight from left to right. Hands staying where they are. We'll walk the feet. As mentioned earlier, if it's a bit tight, take those legs wider. Otherwise, feet nice and close. Walking that little bit further as far as you can. Do the dance if it gets tight. And then we will lift up to half lift. Exhale, fold, and big stretch all the way on up to standing. Hands through heart center. Lovely. So we're going to combine all of those movements together. This is our sun salutation B. I hope you're ready for it. So deep breath. Inhale, sitting into this imaginary chair behind you. Exhale, folding the body forward. Inhale, half lift, hands to the floor. Now step back to your plank. Knees drop, elbows bend. Inhale, up dog, and exhale, down dog. Shift the weight onto the left foot. Your right leg will lift up. Right leg stepping either to the outside if it's a bit of a struggle, or inside if you can. Both of those arms reaching to the sky. Hands return. We step back to plank. Knees drop, elbows bend. Come on down. We find the up dog, and we find the down dog. Left leg up this time. Big step either to the outside or the inside of that left hand. And then reaching both up to the sky. Awesome, hey? Hands to the floor. Step to your plank. Knees drop. Elbows bend. Deep breath. Up dog. And our down dog. Feet either walk, step, or jump to the top of the mat. Inhale. Half lift. Exhale, fold. We sit into that chair pose. Up to standing, and hands through heart center. One more time. Make sure it's not a fluke. Inhale up, sitting to that chair pose. Exhale, folding. Inhale, half lift, hands to the floor, hop, step, or jump back to plank. Knees drop, elbows bend. Find your up dog, find your down dog. Right leg up, right leg steps, arms reaching to the sky. Hands return, step to plank. Knees, elbows, up dog, down dog. Lovely. Last one, I promise. Left leg comes up, left leg steps, both of those arms coming up. Hands return, and here we go. Knees drop, elbows bend. Find your up dog, your down dog, and then we'll all drop those knees to the floor and sit yourself down into a child's pose. Awesome work. Definitely a lot of movement through those hips, a lot of movement through those shoulders, so we should definitely be feeling warm by now. Just spend a few moments here finding your breath and letting that energy return to your body. Once that energy has returned, and even if it has not returned, we're going to lift up into our tabletop position. Slowing things down now, we'll get a couple of stretches, and then I'll leave you alone, okay? So right knee is going to slide up towards that right wrist. We're going to pivot the right foot inwards for our pigeon pose. Now, slide the back foot away from you, and we're trying to sit that right thigh down to the mat. If you can find that equilibrium, either hands to heart center or reaching to the sky, take a deep breath here. As we exhale, we're going to fold the body forward. So we should feel a very noticeable stretch through that right thigh. If you are not feeling enough or not feeling any of it, push the right glute down to the floor. At the same time, push your left hip down to your right ankle. So we're really trying to keep the hips square. Push down to the floor. Once you're happy with those, you can extend those arms and lower down to the mat, chin against the floor, the head looking forward. Hands are going to walk their way back on up, and if you want to get extra spicy, we have that option now. Left hand on the floor, we're going to bend the left knee, right arm reaches back, and grab a hold of that foot. Now start to pull it towards that bottom as close as you can. We can lower the body back to the floor, and then reaching with the other arm as well. Hips push to the floor, heel pushes to the glutes. How awesome is that? We'll release. Let's move to the other side. So back onto those hands and step yourself back to that tabletop. Other side, left knee this time comes forward. Left foot pivots inwards. We shift the back leg away and try and find that seated position. Now, body willing, we can bring hands to heart center, or we can extend and lift to the sky. Now take a deep breath, inhale, and we are exhaling forwards. So think about those cues from before. Think about the right hip coming down to that left foot, that left glute pushing down towards the floor, and then extending both of those arms out in front of you. Awesome. If you do want a little bit more of a stretch, lifting that head, looking forward so the chin is pressing against the mat. Perfect. Now we're going to bend right knee, climb yourself back on up. Now left hand reaches backwards. Grab that foot, pull it in towards you as much as you can. Hip pushes down, and if body allows, drop the forehead to the floor and grab that foot with both hands. Awesome work. Gently releasing back onto those hands. Now to exit this time, shift your weight onto the left thigh and then just swing that right leg out in front of you. Deep breath. We're going to inhale, arms to the sky, and exhale, reaching as far as we can. Now realistically, if that foot is too far away, pop the hands on the shin or the knee and just slowly start to make your way down to the foot. Now it's called progressive overload. We slowly get better and better and better over time. So just take note of where you're at on the shin, and then next time we'll try go a little bit further. As we soften, walking, walking, walking. If you can, grab that foot. Either grab the toes, interlace the fingers over the top of the foot, or clasp the hands together and extend. Either way, we're all pulling forward and trying to bring that head down to the mat. Now, in these stationary stretches, the best time to do them, I would say at least 1 minute. So feel free to pause or continue on any of these stretches if you do feel them to be particularly beneficial. If you do want to loosen up certain muscles that little bit extra, I'm not going to growl at you. So let's do other side. Lift yourself on up. We're going to shoot left leg out in front. Right foot into our thigh this time. Deep breath, reaching up or onto the thigh and just slowly walking down towards the end of the leg. If you can, fingers interlace or palms clasp, grab that foot, pull yourself forward. Awesome work, everybody. We'll lift ourselves back on up. We are nearly there, I promise. Last big stretch for the day. We will face, well, you're probably already facing me, but I will face you. We're going to bring the hands underneath those feet, and we are bouncing. We've got our butterfly. So either left to right, up and down, or if you don't want to do those dynamic movements, if those hips are feeling ready to rumble, then we are going to hold those feet. We're going to pull the torso forward. At the same time, we're going to push those knees down to the floor. Now just make sure you don't round the torso. We're not thinking about going down. We're thinking about going forward. Think of pulling the feet not to the head. Trust me, you don't want to get your head close to those feet. We want to think about bringing the belly button to the heels and the chest to the toes. Always try to look forward as well. As long as you're feeling that stretch through those inner thighs, you're doing it perfectly. So just find that breath. Every time we exhale, we pull further. Every time we inhale, we lift up ever so slightly. And then we exhale, pulling. Perfect, hey. We're going to lift back on up. Hands behind us. We're going to extend leg out in front and leg out in front. Now, the wider we can take the legs, the better. So do try and get a nice wide position with those hips. And our last two stretches, I promise. Arms reaching up to the sky, like we did before, folding over one side. Either grab that foot or walking your way down to that ankle. If you can, grab that foot, pull down to the mat. Try and get that forehead to touch the floor. Both of those arms trying to reach overhead for that foot. Nice one. Let's check out the other side. Climb yourself back on up and then climb down that other side. Grab that foot, pull yourself down. Fantastic. We'll lift on up. Now, last one, spicy one to finish. We're going to be going forward. So hands walking and just slowly clawing your way out in front of you as far as you can. Once you get stuck, we hold, or you can even drop those forearms to the floor if body allows you to. If you have a block nearby, you can put the blocks down and rest upon those, but otherwise looking forward, okay? Don't look down. We'll lose that lovely posture we have. And then continuing to walk those hands forward. Chin to the mat, belly to the floor. Feel that chest pressing against the mat. Awesome. Last few moments here. And on our next big breath, we're going to lift all the way back up. Use the hands to help slide those legs together. Give them a bit of a shake. Make sure nothing has fallen off. And then we're going to slow down, I promise. So swing those legs out in front of you. We're going to bend at the knee, finding our boat pose. Knees lift and knees extending. If you can, grab those ankles, slowly climb up towards the feet, holding for a few moments. Body willing, we can start to find that straddle position. Legs nice and wide, keeping that balance, of course. Then legs back together, releasing and slowly lowering down to the mat. We're going to bring right knee up towards us. Just give it a snuggle, pull it into the chest. Make sure everything is still working as it should be. Those legs haven't fallen off. We'll check out the other side as well. Grab a hold of that one, pull it in towards you. Some lovely circles. We'll grab both of those legs, give them a good squeeze into the chest, rounding through the body. Deep breath. As we exhale, releasing. Hands return to the floor. Feet return to the floor. Let the knees drop away and resting into our Savasana. Find that breath just like we began in our child's pose. The inhalations through the nose and the exhalations through the nose. Feel those different sensations that the inhalations and the exhalations provide. The lift of the chest as we inhale, and the collapse of the chest as we exhale. Now consciously slow that breath down. If that mind starts to wander beyond yoga, beyond the class, just acknowledge those thoughts and bring your awareness back to the present moment. We'll roll ourselves over onto our right side into a fetal position. We'll bring ourselves up into a seated position now. Our hands either onto the knees or into heart center. We'll finish with 3 deep breaths. On that last one, exhaling through the mouth and releasing any tension you've gathered throughout the week. And welcome back. Thank you so much for coming along to our class. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to like and subscribe and share it with a friend. Namaste.